Hello everyone, in today's video we are going to be reviewing and testing this HP prodesk 600G4. Now you may have seen this a lot if you watch any videos about home servers and home labs, but no one's really tested it for gaming. So in today's video we are going to put this to the test and see if it can handle any modern games. As for I/O, on the front we've got two USB 3 ports, one headphone jack, one power button, and our DVD drive. On the back we've got DisplayPort, VGA, Ethernet, 6 USB 3 ports, and our power right there. As for the inside, we've got our test SSD right here, NVMe, 16GB of DDR4 in single channel, power supply, i5 8500 under here, and our GPU PCIe. As you can see, we've booted up. We can go straight to Task Manager to view our specs. We have an i5 8500, as I said before, 16 gigs of RAM, and integrated graphics. So let's go on the first test. As you can see, the first game is Rocket League. We're on 720p low settings. Let's hop into a match and see how it runs. As you can see, we are in the game, getting about, say, around 40ish FPS, be in the high 20s sometimes, lowest 40s, CPU at around 50 degrees, 100% usage. I say this is definitely playable. Let's move up to 1080p and see how it runs on that. As you can see, it's running a bit worse, just under 30 FPS, but playable-ish if you're not like a professional player. You might fail to get some goals like I did there. Moving on to the next game. As you can see, the next game we're testing is CS2. We're on 720p all low settings. So let's just hop in the match and see how it runs. As you can see, we are in a match and the game is actually running okay-ish. It's on about 30ish FPS. On about 60 degrees on the CPU over there, 55 degrees. Obviously everything's maxed. There's a hard game to run. So yeah, pretty decent performance. Would I say professional playing good performance? No, not at all. You'd need at least like 200 FPS for that, but if you're just casually playing it one day, yeah, pretty good. On to the next game. As you can see, the next game I'm testing is Minecraft. See my settings, 1080p, 9 chunks, the rest is fast, and let's just hop into a world. As you can see, we are now in Minecraft, in the world, and it's actually running quite amazing compared to the rest of the machines. Definitely the best performing so far. It's going on 120 FPS. If you look at the floor, 170 max, wow. Performs great. This is a great Minecraft machine, perfect for something like just basic vanilla. Yeah, flying around, doesn't really dip that much. Let's turn up the render distance to 18, something a little bit more intensive. Just see how that runs. Let it load in. On that configuration, it's lower, definitely, but still playable. Around 60ish FPS. 80 when on the ground. Very good Minecraft PC. The CPU isn't even struggling that much. So yeah. Wow, even flying. Performs great. If you want to play Minecraft, it will run great. On to the next game. As you can see, the next game we're testing is Valorant. Let's hop into a match and see how it runs. By the way, we are on 720p all low settings. As you can see, we are now in game, and this is running great. This is the best running I've ever seen Valorant on this channel. We're getting around 100 FPS on a 720p all low settings. This runs great. You know, definitely 100% playable. Even if you want to do professional, if you're only on 60 Hz, it's still playable. So yeah, great. Switch to 1080p and see if it's still running this good. I have now switched to 1080p. I don't know if it's 1080p. It's probably still 720p, but now in medium settings. The FPS did go down a little bit, 70s, 80s, but overall still running great. So yeah, if you want to play Valorant on this thing, runs great, although Valorant is quite a lightweight game. But it does look great. So Valorant 100% playable. On to the next game. As you can see, next game is GTA 5 on 720p all low settings. It's running pretty decently, around 30-ish FPS. CPU usage ain't that high. Yeah, just about 30 FPS. Pretty sure 720p low settings. Not low, normal settings, because that's the lowest that GTA 5 has. So practically medium. CPU is bumping up to 60 degrees and 60% from time to time, but you can also see it getting up to about the 40s and as low as the late 20s. So yeah, run pretty decently if you just want to play casually, and you could probably lower the resolution some more, but I chose not to for the sake of this. As you can see, look, high FPS there, 45. So yeah, pretty playable. As you can see there, that performance was not good. So we are adding £70 of upgrades to the £70 PC. First of which is going to be dual channel RAM. Now that we've added that, we're going to add this, if I can get out, this GPU riser, and then the RX 580. Now that that's in, I'm going to put in the GPU. Now we just put that down, and we've officially upgraded the PC with £70 worth of upgrades. Now that we're on the PC, we can start testing. The first game we're testing is Splitgate 2. As you can see, we're now in Splitgate on 720p all low settings. The measurements in the top left. So let's just play and see how it runs. As you can see, we are now in the game. If we just load in here. It is a bit of stress on the CPU and GPU. As you can see, CPU is on 100% there, but the GPU, okay, the GPU is struggling as well. It's quite loud. The FPS is pretty stable, around 130. Of course, we're on a lower resolution, but runs pretty well. So yeah, it's pretty decent. It does dip down. If we had 1% lows on, if MS Afterburner was working properly, you'll have to see those little cuts and dips. So yeah, I'm going to boost this up to 1080p and see how it works on that. You can see on 1080p, definitely looks better. The FPS had very little decrease. And yeah, runs well on here too. I want to bump it up to medium settings just because I'm curious. Okay, now in medium settings we do see a little bit of an FPS dip. From 130 to around 80 to 100. It is dipping in, but that's just because the textures are changing. By the way, it has very big stutters, especially on 1080p medium. And it makes the game unplayable at some points. So just keep that in mind. Maybe change settings or something. Next test. As you can see, the next game I'm testing is Rocket League. I'm on 1080p all high settings, so let's just see how it runs. As you can see, we're now in the game and it runs beautifully. As you can see here, we're getting 200 FPS. This is definitely an ideal Rocket League PC. Like, if you were playing professionally, this would be great. CPU isn't even that hot either, it's only around 38 degrees, and while the GPU is quite loud, it's been loud for basically all our testing. So yeah, definitely working great, especially for only a £70 upgrade from 20 FPS to 10 times that at 200. It's amazing. So yeah, definitely recommend it. GPU at 100% there, that's alright. CPU not struggling as much. Definitely recommend Rocket League if you play it like this, no stutter, nothing. And on to the next game. As you can see, we are now in the game, and even on the max settings, Minecraft's running well. Oh, there's a bit of stutter, just to keep that in mind, but most of the time it's great, getting around 250 FPS, 400 when looking at the ground, no, 700, but when you're just playing normally on 16 chunks, Gets around 140, 200. And this is a CPU intensive game, and the CPU isn't even maxed out. That's cool. Time for a TNT test. As you can see, we have now renovated this woodland mansion. Let's just do a little 360 view real quick. No one got time for that. Anyways, let's just light it up and see what happens. As you can see, the PC was unfazed by that and the whole mansion was destroyed. Me and Thingy just put so much time into placing this TNT. Enough for you to like and subscribe. Anyways, we're moving on to the next test. Handled it like a champ. I definitely recommend Minecraft to anyone on this PC. As you can see, the next game we are testing is CS2. We are on 1080p medium graphics, so let's just see how it runs. Which map has dust too? This one, okay. As you can see, we are now in the game. And it is a bit choppy, but overall it runs pretty good. We're getting around FPS in the hundreds. But it is quite stuttery. Which is bad. But yeah, we're getting around 150 FPS. GPU is loud and maxing out. CPU isn't really maxing out, hovering around 70%. Temps are around 45. But yeah, it's overall very playable. CS2 runs, but it does have lag spikes. Let's move on to the next test. As you can see, these are our settings. We're on 1080p 60. On some normal, but mostly high settings. So let's just run the benchmark. As you can see, we are now in the benchmark. It's getting quite a stable 60 FPS, going slightly above it, 61, but mostly maintaining that exact 60 frames. So yeah, the GPU isn't even stressing that much compared to the rest of the games. It's just kind of locked on 60 right at the moment, but it is unlocked. So yeah, the CPU isn't stressing, the GPU isn't stressing much. GTA 5 runs great if you want to play it. Just solid 60, but when we go up into the playing part of the benchmark, the FPS might go up a little bit, so we'll see what happens. And on the playing part, this part usually gets higher FPS, but it's just locked on 60 at the moment. Yeah, overall running great for a 60Hz monitor. Let's move on to the next test. As you can see, the next test is YouTube. As you can see, we've now got an 8K video loaded up. Let's set it to 1080p and see how it runs. On 1080p, this computer handles it great even if you're holding it 2x. Runs great at stable 60 FPS. If we put it up to 1440p, still runs great even when you put it on 2x. Stable frame rate and everything. Or if we bump this up to 4K, it does take quite a while to load. However, it's still great, even at 2x, and it looks amazing, running at a stable 60 FPS, no dips or nothing like that. Now if we put it up for the big test, 8K, now we see the slowdown. It's slowing down to about like 20 FPS, and it is quite choppy, as you can see here. It's loading, and if we put it at 2x, it is constantly loading and dipping below that. So I would not suggest 8K. I'd recommend just sticking to, I think 1440p is the sweet spot. Maybe a little bit of 4K sometimes. But yeah, overall, YouTube runs pretty good. As you can see, the next test is WebGL Aquarium on 500. It handles it great. If we just have these together, runs great with no real performance issues. 1,000 fish, same thing there. 5,000, exactly the same. Maybe the GPU had a little boost in usage. 10,000, exactly the same, boost in CPU and GPU usage. The memory's at around 8 gigabytes of usage. 15K, same stable frame rate. 20K, runs fine as you can see here. 25K, the CPU starts struggling and going up as you can see here. And on 30K, GPU still at around 40%, and CPU's bumped up to around 55%. And that's that. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.